Yes, as Dawn mentions, there's definitely a focus at the moment on enablers and facilitators of non-compliance. Now in the UK, as you may be aware, there has been some recent legislation in the Criminal Finances Act of 2017. This introduces two new offences, corporate criminal offences of failure to prevent the facilitation of tax evasion. Now, for financial institutions, this has been identified as a high-risk area by HMRC. And most organisations in this sector are working hard to demonstrate that they've got reasonable procedures in place to prevent the facilitation of tax evasion by associated persons, whether or not they might be employees of the organisation, whether in the UK or overseas, or in fact any third party that might be providing services on your behalf. Now for trust companies, for banks, for law firms, this is quite a high risk area. Now without going into a lot of detail, there are quite a few interesting scenarios which might be relevant for you. So for example, if you're acting as a broker or a conduit, perhaps you're providing some planning or advice to some of your customers and clients in relation to tax. The area that we see quite a lot is in the delivery of infrastructure. For example, are you setting up trusts for others? There is that domestic and there is that overseas impact as well. So case studies where perhaps you've got overseas employees who are coming into the UK to provide advice to some of your clients. HMRC have provided some good guidance on what reasonable procedures are, and there are 6 defences. What we're helping all of our clients with at the moment, and remember the legislation has been in almost a year now, so hopefully you're taking steps on this. But one of the key first steps is to do that risk assessment. Where could you be at risk of associated persons facilitating tax evasion? Where are the higher risks? Where are the red flags? Where are the burning platforms that you need to think about? And going forward, have you got policies, procedures in place? Are you thinking about training throughout your business? How can you demonstrate that you've got a culture where you have a zero tolerant attitude towards facilitation of tax evasion? Those are the questions you need to think about.